Today we're going to look at the art element space again, but this time we're going to study a different component of it besides negative and positive, and we're going to look at depth. So depth is creating objects that look like they're close to you and far away from you through the use of perspective. Artists have been working with this since the Renaissance, and there's some really cool optical illusions you can make. It's probably one of my favorite techniques. So get a ruler, get a piece of paper, and we will get started. If you don't have a ruler, you could probably find a piece of cardboard or folder or some edge that's hard enough to draw, but go ahead and label your sketch page space. And today we're studying depth. So we're going to play around with perspective drawing. Again, I really enjoy this technique. So first thing you're going to establish is your horizon line. So you're just going to draw a line that goes almost all the way across your sketch page. And then on one edge of that horizon line, you're going to add a dot. And we're going to label this dot your vanishing point. This is a technique, again, that was developed during the Renaissance through scientific observation, that our eyes will line things up with one dot that exceeds off into the distance. So we use that for perspective. So your next step then is going to be making a square shape as low as you can on your sketch page. Make that line pretty heavy and dark. Try to get it as square as you can. Then line up one corner to your vanishing point and extend some light lines going back. And the reason why we make these lines light is because we need to erase some of those as we go on. Then you're going to add a vertical line that's parallel to the side and a horizontal line that's parallel to the front to cut off and make our cube. Now, to make this stand out a little bit, I will usually add in just a little bit of shading. I'm working with a mechanical pencil, so you're going to see that I have to scrub with my finger to smooth that out a little bit. If we were in the classroom, I would give you some blending stumps to play around with this. Mechanical pencils can be great to work with for precision, but they don't work as well for shading, so you kind of have to find the balance. Yeah, that corner's bugging me. Okay, so now we're going to repeat that activity within those lines we created from the vanishing point to extend and create some boxes that go back. So you're going to, again, make your vertical, horizontal, and this one's behind the first box, so you can see that I'm stopping when I hit that box. Now I'm going to erase that particular line because I don't need it. That's the front of my next box. And I'll add my parallel and horizontal and my parallel vertical, and then I will darken in the lines and spaces to show that next form. We go. Always cleaning up and refining our work too, our edges as we go. Now finally, we're going to add a third smaller box farther back, almost really close to that horizon line. And I'm really trying to make sure my verticals stay vertical and my horizontals stay horizontal, that things don't start to tip. That can get tricky. And again, this is for practice. So we're practicing these techniques to understand the different art elements. We certainly don't have to do them perfectly. I see mistakes as I'm watching and describing this tutorial to you, but that's okay. We always can get better with our things. That's part of this, is just being okay with making mistakes, practicing, getting better every time. So you're probably going to notice now that the objects in the foreground or lower are closer to you, are larger. And as you move up, those objects become smaller. That's the biggest point with creating depth. Bigger in the close to you, smaller as it goes farther away. The other key words that go with understanding perspective is understanding parallel lines, just like a railroad track. Also, understanding both your vertical and your horizontal lines are what you use to build a perspective drawing. Haha, funny here, I labeled this wrong. That's not horizontal. That's vertical. Vertical is standing, formal lines. Horizontal, like watching the sunset on the horizon line. Remember, the horizon separates the sky from the ground, or sky from sea or lake. Orthogonals, that's a big fancy word. Those are the diagonal lines that come out from the vanishing point. So those are some of the terms that would go with this. If you're really interested in this technique, I'll find you some more videos for creating perspective. So in the end, you should wind up with a sketch that reflects some cubes closer to you and farther away from you. I hope it goes well for you. Happy drawing.